So we're going to be introduced to a couple of new people, and I want you to remember that this particular novel was written a long time ago, probably in the 40s. Let me look and see if I can find an actual print date. But it was written, let me see. This will kind of give you an understanding why they use certain words in here. The original writing, it looks like, was in 1960. So if you know anything about the 1960s, you remember anything that you've learned in social studies and history, you know that that was during the civil rights movement. And because of that, you're going to see, some racism and things like that in this story. So I'm just going to kind of put that up out front so you will see there is some still really good messages in here, but I am so thankful that we don't have people talking like this in this day. All right, so chapter number 4. We have to drive through Colored Town to get to the church. They do not they do not do anything but fix dead people and preach their funerals in this church. My aunt is so glad to be out of that town. She unlocks her car door and now because now she feels safe. Oh, and wouldn't she like to go inside one of these white houses peeling cucumbers in a snap? She would tell you all about everybody got his money and especially about the doctors. All they do is cheat and gamble and run around. All anybody expects of you is a good, honest living and to love the Lord with all thy heart. The smiling man probably lives in one of these houses and needs to hear this. I do not see myself sometime in one of the yards I want. And if he'd stop, I'd hop out and make it and toss it into the truck. I ride by here every Saturday, but I have never seen that fountain until now. I would love to have it. It would look good in my yard. I would stick the garden hose by the baby angel and watch the water fill up and spill over. But I did not come down to steal every out of somebody's yard. When we get to the church, there will be more people there than I know. There is no reason I have to look at her. I would just give it would just give me something else to think about. But I see Starletta and she looks clean. I wish I could sit with her and her mama and her daddy. Starletta and her mama both eat dirt. My daddy slapped my face for eating dirt. Oh yeah, but I've seen Starletta sucking in her face and drawing where she can from the red clay. My daddy slapped my face and jerked my elbow around my nose and he ran his finger across my gums, feeling for grit. She eats that mess like it's good for her. She sits at the end of the row with her mama chops. She loosens a piece and pops it in her jaw and squeezes. She sits and eats clay dirt and picks at her bug bites. Starletta has orange teeth and she will plait my hair if I ask her. I am in the family section looking out at the rest of the people. I do not know this preacher. He says that even though he did not know my mama, he feels that he knew her well because he has met us and we are so nice. It does not bother him that what he said does not make good sense. And what else are you going to say when the Bible comes flat out and saying killing yourself is fleeing God's gift back into his face and he will not forgive you ever? The preacher leaves that out and goes straight to the Green Valley and the streets of silver and gold. My mama's mama is sitting down in the pew from me and my daddy. She was already leaned forward, looked down here, and called my daddy a bastard. She had a tidy son. Every Sunday, one of her girls rides her to town to get her hair fixed. She shops and comes home with hats and dresses and boxes. When I go to her house, she tells me to walk slow and not to slam the door. She acts like she doesn't know me enough to trust me. She looks like she could fly out of her chair and fly in a frenzy all over the funeral parlor. I figure by the end of the day, somebody will have to pull her off of him. One year, he showed up drunk for her Christmas turkey dinner, and she took a running start and threw her whole self into his face. She is small and fast and wild, but they say she is not crazy. Nobody would say much if she scratched my dad's eyes out in private. But this is public place, and it agitates people when she starts in on him. Nobody wants to be one that stops her. She called him a bad word and trash so long and loud she gets hoarse. She's churning hate and nerve with 40 years of my mama on fire under her. She may not sit through this service. Starletta is lounging all over her mama. I know it kills her to stay too long a time in one place. Her mama loosened up on her a little. She would roll down the aisle and crawl out the window. In a minute, Starletta will get her head thumped. Amen. And my mama's mama is up and out the door. She does not yell anything back. And my daddy will fool himself thinking all that. She is gone. Good. I do not have to pay for her girl. Close the close the cover, close it down. Your mama has flown. She would not wait to see them close the cover down. I will not look, no. So why do I have to watch anymore? I saw all I wanted to see in the church. It will rain before long, and we will come back to this grave in the rain and get some flowers. Do not know that with everybody looking, folks do not want to see a body disappear right before their eyes. Not at least me. Do I have to watch? Is she still in there? Is it done with the lights? Said Magician. Where is she? Not in the box. You cannot rest in a box. Oh, and now the rain outside blowing inside the tent, so people put up their collars around their faces wanting to go home. I have found my mama's mama off to herself, looking at this through the rain, like she has this funeral party staked out. Her hate flies through the rain and the wind to my daddy, he who has stopped everything but the breathing and must be brought back to the feeling before she can hurt him. It's done. You can look now. Some run to the cars, but some come and put their hands on my knees. If there's anything you need, please ask, but no, not now. I will let you know. Somebody slipped me $1. The smiling man pets my head and says he will take me home. His hand is big and warm and covers my whole head. I bet he will hold my hand and let me ride in the front seat. I will walk close to him and smell his blue suit. I do not have to worry about snakes anymore. The pony scared them off, and I'm up high away so they cannot bite me. When I stop to camp, I put Dolphin nearby so she can keep them away. Then I do not have to worry. The best way to camp all day here is to spread the pony blanket down and put your supplies on top of it. It takes so long to get from my house to the pine thicket that the pony gets hot and needs a long rest. I keep him tied on a long rope. We can wait to eat. I forgot a book, so there is nothing to lay back and watch the trees. They move back and forth, and they know we would like a little nap. Okay.